net, so it's shaped like the letter D, flat on the bottom. And it's got this really fine mesh here and a canvas bottom, so it's kind of rugged, and all around the edges real rugged. So you can do a lot of like thrashing around in the rocks and in the vegetation without worrying about ripping it. So this kind of net you can use in lots of different habitats. Here we're going to use it in a stream, and you can lay the flat part of the net right down on the stream bed, and you can see the stream flow is just filling up the net, and anything that's floating downstream will get caught in the net. And so you want to make sure that the size of your net is appropriate for the depth of the water that you're sampling. So you can see we have a little space here that the water's not flowing over top of the net. And so what we'll do is typically you're going to have, if you're doing this in a quantitative way, you'd have a set area that you'd be sampling in the stream bed, so you'd have like a grid here. But today we're just going to show you how to do the sampling by hand. So what I'm going to do is just basically go down into the stream bed and pick up the rocks and rub them. And as I rub them, I kind of throw them out and away from the area that I'm sampling. So I'm kind of going through, rubbing them, trying to get anything that was attached to the rocks to flow down into my net.
And then like start getting like soap.
And you would do this it takes a while to do all the different rocks. Eventually you'd clear all the rocks out of a certain area upstream of your net, and then you would have just kind of whatever substrate is underneath the rocks that you would then kind of just agitate with your hands or with a tool if you had like a spoon or something like that, if you wanted to use a tool instead of your hands. So you'd get anything that was down in kind of the fine silty part of the substrates as well. And eventually, once you've kind of cleared out everything on the bottom of the stream in the area that you want, you can pick up your net. It's like caddisfly larvae right in the, let's see them crawling around here. There's even a little mayfly nymph. Kind of rinsed all the contents of the net down into the very tip, so it's all concentrated down here. And then I have a tray over here that I'm going to just kind of invert my sample into. And a little bit of water in the tray, so I can kind of rinse it into the tray. Some of it will stick to the net, which is okay. The other thing, if this tray wasn't so full, I could do is rinse the net with some water just to wash everything down, so you get everything out of the net. And then you can kind of look and see what you have caught.